Case Law of Indian Contract Act General Principle Satyabharat Ghosh versus Mungni Ram Bangur and Company Limited AIR 1954 SC 44. To the extent of Indian Contract Act deal with the particular subject, is it is exhaustive upon it. In such case, it is not permissible to import the principle of English law. Decision of English court possesses only persuasive value. CWT versus Abdul Hussain, 1988. If the transaction is a commercial nature, the presumption is that the party intended legal consequences. The onus on the party asserting the absence of the legal consequence. The test of intention is objective one and not subjective. Banwari Lal versus Sukhdarshan Dayal, 1973. Supreme Court held that intention to create a legal relationship is essential in order to create a contract. Carlyle versus Carbolic Small Ball Company, 1893. The test to determination of such intention is objective. It is not what parties had in mind, but what is reasonable man would think in circumstances to be inferred. Roop Kumar versus Mohan Tindani, 2003. Supreme Court pointed out the significance of the reducing a contract into writing. The court observed that when persons express their agreement in writing, it is for the express purpose and getting rid of this indefiniteness and to put their ideas in such a shape that there can be no misunderstanding. State of Uttar Pradesh versus Murari Lal, AIR 1971. Supreme Court held that the provision of Article 299(1) are mandatory. If the contract is made in the contravention of the provision of Article 299, the contract would be invalid. Bank of India versus OP Swamikar, 2003. If the contract of employment is not governed by statute of statutory rule, then provisions of contract act will be applicable. Offer Lalman Shukla versus Goyal, that 1930. The purpose cannot be accepted unless it come to the knowledge of the person accepting it. Carlyle versus Carbolic Smokeball Limited, 1893. The court observed that following point with regard to general offer. Offer can be made to the world at large, and the contract is made with the person who comes forward and accepts the offer. In such case, communication of acceptance is not necessary. Performance of condition is sufficient acceptance without communication. General offer is a continuing in nature and it is open for accepting to any number of persons until it retracted. McPherson versus Apanna, AIR 1951. Harvey versus Facey, 1893. Court held that mere statement of the lowest price at which the offerer would sell does not amount to the amount of contract. Pharmaceutical Society of Great Britain versus Boot Cash Chemist Limited, 1952. It was held that the display in the goods on the shop with a price attached to it is an offer, even if the self-service shop it is an invitation to offer. Hyde versus Winch, यूपी राज्य निर्माण निगम लिमिटेड वर्सेस इंड्योर प्राइवेट लिमिटेड AIR 1996. Counter offer put an end to the original offer. Food Corporation of India versus Ram Kes Yadav, 2007. Supreme Court held that when the offer is conditional, the offer has to be choose of whether accepting the offer or rejecting the offer or make a counter offer. Offerer cannot accept a part of the conditional offer which result in the performance by way of offer and the reject of the condition subject to which the offer is made. Uptown Rural District Corporation versus Powell, 1942. The contract can be express or implied. In this case, the fire broken out in the defendant's farm and he summoned the fire brigade service thinking them to be free. Defendant's house were not in the free service zone. The court held that the service were ended upon the implied promise to pay. Harris versus Nickerson, 1873. An advertisement to auction is merely invitation to offer. Spencer versus Harding, 1870. An advertisement inviting tender and quotation is an invitation to offer. Henderson versus Stevenson, 1875. There must be a reasonable notice to the offerer of the printed term and condition. In such notice it was not given, then the offerer must not be bound by such terms and condition. Union of India versus Madala Tithia, AIR 1966. The standing offer may be revoked at any time provided that it has not been accepted in legal sense. Acceptance in legal sense is complete as soon as requisition of the definite quantity of the good is made. Acceptance. Borden versus Metropolitan Railway Company, 1877. A mere mental manifestation is not essential for acceptance. There has been intimation to the other party. Powell versus Lee. Communication must be received. Powell versus Lee, 1908. Communication must be received from the authorized person only. It should be communicated by the person who has authority to accept. Communication for unauthorized person is no communication in the eye of law. Feldhaus versus Bentley, 1863. Acceptance must be communicated to the offerer only. Communication to any other person is no communication in the eye of law. The offerer cannot impose upon the offeree the burden of refusal to dispute reply. In other words, silence cannot be described as a mode of acceptance. Union of India versus S. Narayan Singh, AIR 1953. The provisional acceptance is acceptance subject to a final approval for the higher authority. It does not bind the either party. Offerer can be revoke his offer. Bolton versus Jones, 1875. A specific offer can be accepted only by a person to whom it was made. Food Corporation of India versus Ram K. Yadav, 2007. When the offerer, the conditional is acceptance, has choice to either accepting the conditional offer or rejecting the conditional by making a counter offer, but he cannot accept a part of offer which is beneficial to him and reject a part which impose condition. Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited versus Great Eastern Shipping Company, 2008. Under certain circumstances, the accepted silence coupled with his conduct which taken for the positive act may be constitute an acceptance. Entros Limited versus Miles Far East Corporation, 1955. When the contract is made at the instantaneous communication, the contract is complete only when acceptance is received by the offerer. The same rules applied in the case of communication by telex. Bhagwan Das versus Girdhari Lal and Company, 1966. In the case of contract conducted by postal communication, the place of contract is where the letter of acceptance is dispatched. The case of instantaneous communication, the place of contract is where the acceptance is heard. Consideration. Cunell versus Misa, 1875. The court has held that the valuable consideration in the eye of law may consist of either in some right, interest, profit, benefit acquiring the one party and some forbearance determine loss and responsibility given suffered to undertaken by the other. Durga Prasad versus Baldeo, 1880. If act is done at the desire of the promiser, then it will furnish a good consideration. If the act is not done at the desire of promiser, then it will be no consideration to be a consideration, no, not considered to be a consideration. Kedarnath versus Gori Muhammad 1887. A promise to pay is subscription for enforceable if the party to whom the promise has been made has incurred liability. The basic of the promises. Abdul Aziz versus Mohsam Ali and others. AIR 1940. The promise to pay a promise to pay subscription for the charitable cause is not enforceable if the other party is not incurred any liability. Tudell versus Atkinson, 1861. English law is necessary for the consideration must move from the promise stranger and consideration cannot be used. Chennaiya versus Ramaiya. Nikhil Singh versus State of Punjab. Chennaiya versus Ramaiya 1881. Nikhil Singh versus State of Punjab 2013. Indian law consideration for the contract need not necessarily flow from the party of the contract. Chitambra versus P.S. Ranga AIR 1965. Consideration must be something which not only party regard but also regards to have been some value. Scottson versus Peggy 1861. A promise to do thing which is promisee is already bound to be ordered. A contract can be good consideration for the support of contract. Privity of contract. Trudell versus Atkinson. A Dunlop Pharmaceutical Tire Company Limited versus Safeguard Co Limited. Position under the English law, the doctrine of privity of contract was followed, and it was held that no stranger of the consideration can be taken advantage of the contract although made for his benefit. MC Chaco versus State of Travancore, AR 1970, Supreme Court 504. Jamna Das versus Pandit Ram Avatar Pandey, 1911-12. Position under Indian law, Supreme Court held that doctrine of privity of contract is applicable to India and stranger to the contract cannot sue. Nawab Khwaja Muhammad versus Nawab Husina Begum, 1909-1910. A person having a favor of trust or charge has been created may enforce it even through his stranger to the contract. Tulk versus Moxhon, 1919. A person who buy a land with a notice that the owner is bound to retain due, then the purchaser will be also bound even through it he was not a party to the contract. Capacity to contract. Mohari Bibi versus Dharmodas Ghosh, 1902 to 1903. Indian Contract Act does not specifically lay down the faith of the agreement if it has been entered into by the minor. However, it authoritatively settled the minor's agreement is absolute void. A minor cannot make a promise enforceable by law. Indian law with respect to the restitution is slightly different from English law. The court held that the minor is not liable under section 64-65 of the Contract Act and reply to any money and to repay any money to the compensate for the any benefit. Khan Gul versus Lak Singh, AIR 1928. There cannot be no estoppel against the minor even if he has acted fraudulent and misrepresented his age. Minor is not stopped from setting up the defense of minority. The reason behind this is that there can be no estoppel against the law. The court held that the minor cannot be held liable under the agreement on the basis of estoppel. The court held that doctrine of restitution find a place in the section 41 of Specific Relief Act, section 33 of New Act. False representation by minor about his age give rise to the equitable liability. Court held that grant of restitution is not enforceable of a contract but restoration of the state of the affairs as they existed before the formation of contract. Leslie Limited versus Saley, 1914. The court laid down the following proposition regarding the doctrine of restitution of English law. First, if the minor obtained the property or good by misrepresenting his or her age, he can be made liable for restore, but only so long as the traceable in his possession. If the minor has also sold the goods and converted them, he cannot made to repay the value of the good. Doctrine of restitution has also applicable there is a minor has obtained the money at cash instead of the good because restitution stops when repayment begins. Raghav Chirag versus Srinivasa. Mortgage executed in the favor of minor who is advanced the whole of the mortgage money was enforceable by him and any person on his behalf. Free consent. Chikamma Al Amira Raju versus Chikamma Sisamma. Threat to suicide amount to coercion. Askri Mirza versus Billy Jan Kishore 1912. A contract made avoid threatened prosecution was held to be made to be coercion. Modi versus Cox 1970. There are certain cases in which higher duty to impose upon the party to not to tell the truth but the tell to complete truth. Those are the cases where relationships are such that there is confidence reposed by one party influence to extend to the another. Andhra Sugar Limited versus State of Andhra Pradesh AIR 1968. Mere statutory compulsion is not regarded as undue influence. Ladli Prasad Jaiswal versus Kamala Distrilli AIR 1963. Supreme Court held that Section 16 is substantially based on the rule of English common law. Raghunath Prasad Sahu versus Suraj Prasad Sahu 1924. Privy Council laid the following principle against AIR undue influence. First, the relation between the party must be such that one is able to dominate the will of the other. Once this position is determined, then only unconscionable bargain is to be considered between party of the equal footing. Mere unconscionable bargaining does not create a presumption of undue influence. Mere fact that the bargain is hard bringing is no guide on itself to grant relief. Bharat Petroleum Corporation versus Great Eastern Shipping Company Limited. Under certain circumstances, the offerer silence coupled with his conduct, which take form a positive act, may constitute an acceptance. Subhas Chandra Das versus Ganga Prasad Das, AIR 1967. Laid down the law relating to undue influence is same in the case of the gift inter vivos as a case of contract. The court may be considered the following two things. First, the relation between the donor and donee, and such the donee is in the position to dominate the will of the donor. The donee has used the position to obtain unfair advantage. MST Kharbuja Kaur versus Jang Bahadur Rai, AIR 1963. The burden of proof that the transaction was hit by undue influence is upon the person where enter into the transaction with the Pradhanashri lady. Dairy versus Pick 1889. The court defined the fraud as a false statement made knowingly and without belief of the truth of recklessness, whether it is true or false. ITC Limited versus George Joseph Fernandez, AIR 1989. To make the agreement void under Section 20, it must common mistake of the both party, but some vital fact mistakes should be made mutual mistake. When the party make a mutual mistake understanding each other, they are at cross purpose. There is no real correspondence of the offer and acceptance of the party, and not a consensus. Adams. Phillips versus Brook Limited. If there is a fraud by one of the party and there is no mistake regarding the identity of the party, then the contract is voidable and not the void. Void and voidable contract. Central Inland Water Transport Corporation versus Borjo Nath AIR 1986. Supreme Court held that the public policy is capable of the proper expansion and modification of the changing times. New head of the public policy can be evolved in the light of fundamental right and directive principle of state policy. Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Ball Company 1893. Following are the essential of wagering contract. First, event must be uncertain. B. Mutual chance of gain and loss of the both party. C. Neither party should have interest accepting winning or losing. D. Neither party should have any control over the happening and non-happening of event. Gerulal Prakash versus Mahadev Das AAR 1958. Supreme Court has held that wagering agreement is void, but they are also not illegal. Therefore, transaction collateral in wagering agreement is enforceable. Satyabhat Ghosh versus Mangni Ram Bangur AIR 1954. Supreme Court held that Indian doctrine of supervailing impossibility and akin the doctrine of frustration in Indian law. Satya Jain versus Anish Ahmed Rashid AIR 2013. Supreme Court held that the principle of business efficiency can be invoked to achieve intending meaning of the party when there is an agreement, contract are ambiguous or not clear. Hukum Singh versus Gamon India Limited AIR 1971. The court held that two courts are equal competent to deal with the subject matter. Then the open to the party to agree that disputes should be adjudicated by one and the court only. Gurumukh Singh versus Amar Singh 1991. Public policy is not static. It is variable with changing time and need of the society. Madhu Chandra versus Raj Kumar 1874. Section 27 is instead to prevent not merely total restraint but also partial restraint. Niranjan Sankar versus Century Shipping Company Limited AIR 1968. Negative covenant operating during the period of contract of employment when the employee is bound to serve the employer exclusive of the general not regard to restraint of the trade and therefore do not fall under section 27 of the Contract Act. K.R. Lakshman versus State of Tamil Nadu 1996. Business of horse racing does not constitute either gambling or gambling but a mere game of skill. Quasi contract. Chappell versus Cooper. What is necessary? Necessary means such things which are necessary to maintain a person according to his condition in life. It is determined with the reference to the fortune and circumstance to the particular minor. What is necessary may also depend on the status of the person, also his requirement of the time actual deliver. Nash versus Inman 1908. The court held that in order to render infant in state liable for necessary, two conditions must be satisfied. First, supply must be for the good reasonable necessary for his support in life. He must not already sufficient supply for necessary at the time of delivery. Mal Fatal Industry versus Union of India 1997. Supreme Court held that Section 27 is based on equitable consideration. Latishwar Prasad versus Bal Shekhar Prasad AIR 1968. When the contract is void by reason of non-compliance with the Article 291 of the Constitution, the right of the party to determine the accordance with the Section 70 of Indian Contract Act. Moss versus McFlurrin A 1760. Law as well as justice should be tried to prevent the unjust enrichment of the one person the cost of the other. This basis is a quasi-contractual obligation. State of West Bengal versus V.K. Mandal and Son, AIR 1962. Before evocation of Section 70, following condition is satisfied. A person should lawfully do something to the another person or delivery of something to him. In doing, he must not intend to get gratuitously. The person to whom one thing is delivered must accept the enjoy of the benefit. The person made liable under this section has option to reject the thing. It is only a voluntary acceptance then the liability arises. Food Corporation of India versus Limited versus Food Corporation of India versus Mazdoor Sakti Mandal 2007. The principle of quantum merit is often applied where for some technical reason the contract is held to be invalid. Under such circumstances, an implied contract to pay reasonable for the work done is assumed. Provision of Section 70 is based on the principle of quantum merit. Sri Sibba Prasad Singh versus Maharaj Nanda, Sales Tax Officer versus Kanhaiya Lal Sharif, AIR 1959. The word mistake in Section 72 include not only one mistake of the fact but also mistake of the law. This section does not conflict the Section 21 of Indian Contract Act. Jarvis versus Son Tourist Limited, Tour Limited 1973. Ordinary damage for mental pain and suffering is not allowed, but the certain cases they may be recovered. It was held that proper case damage for mental distress can be recoverable. Jamal versus Mullah Dawood Son and Company 1916. It was held that proper measure of damage in difference between the contract price and market price, the date of breach of the contract. Harley versus Wexendale 1854. When two parties have same the contract which one of them has broken, the damage which other party ought to be broken receive. The respect of such breach of the contract should be such mere fairly and reasonable in consideration, either arising naturally from the usual course of things, and such may be reasonable and supposed to have been contemplation of the party at the time they may be contract. Union of India versus West Punjab Factories, AIR 1966. Market price at the time of damage is correct measure of the damage to be awarded. Brijpal Singh versus State of Gujarat, MSK Project Limited versus State of Rajasthan. In work contract, where the party insuring the work commits breach of contract claim to the damage under the head and the loss of profit is admissible. Addis versus Gramophone Company Limited 1919. Normal the damage is meant for the pain and suffering, not to allowed. They allowed for following circumstances: unjustified dishonor of check, breach of promise of marriage, failure of the vendor to real estate and make titles. Ghaziabad Development Authority versus Union of India 2000. Mental agony cannot hurt the damage for the breach of ordinary commercial contract. Muralidhar versus Harshchandra 1962. Two principles on which the damage is generally calculated are: first, as far as possible, who is suffer from the breach to be placed as far as money can do. It is good situation as if the contract was being performed. The secondly, plaintiff is undue and duty to speak, take all the reasonable care and neglect the loss. M. Lachi Sethi versus Coffee Board Bangalore 1980. Principle of migration of loss and circumstances to a bond in the mind of assessing damage. Dunlop Pharmaceutical Tire Limited versus New Motor Company Limited. If a single lump sum money is made payable by way of the compensation of the occurrence of one or more of several events, some of which may occasion and serious other trifling charge, then the presumption is that sum is the nature of penalty. Mullah Bucks versus Union of India, AI 1970. Earnest money is the part of purchase price, but security deposit is not so. Therefore, the rule of forfeiture apply to the earnest money, not to security of deposit.